Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. Things are ramping up. It is spring. I'm calling it early spring. I'm feeling like it's spring. So that means the ramping up of flea market season. I'm really hyped. I'm really excited. I've been acquiring a whole lot of stuff. My storage room is an absolute disaster, but that's okay. I'm ramping up. But there's been a problem. And that problem has been twofold. One, I've really not had enough space. I'm always fighting for space, but I have a lot of stuff to sell. That's one problem. The other problem is sometimes I've been cinched in from other vendors, especially vendors that are selling a whole lot of stuff. They have crowds if they're selling a lot of cheap stuff like tools, for instance. And what happens is you will be looking over and there'll be lots of customers buying cheap tools, cheap, dirty tools from dirty, stinking, trash people. Other trash people come to buy the tools from these dirty, stinking, trash people. And when you have a nice booth with nice things, and yes, higher prices because you have a nice booth with nice things, you're always going to lose out on that battle at flea market. You're always going to lose that battle. So the problem has been twofold. If I had more room, I was thinking to myself, these trash people to the right of me would not be near me at all. They would not be close to me. So what I decided to do was simply to buy another spot, buy another space. It's an extra $110 a month. And I was thinking about it. Yeah, during slow periods, I might do less than $200 a weekend, but that's during the wintertime. That's when it's cold. That's when it's cold and raining. But we're moving into springtime. I'm thinking about some of those really big weekends that I have had before. And I was thinking, that was at one space, one spot, when I didn't have half the stuff I have now to sell. But I have so much stuff in my storage room, so much stuff even in the trunk still of the Impala. It makes perfect sense for this to be the time, to double up the spots. So that's an easy choice that I made. But sometimes things happen to lead you into that choice. And for me, looking over to the right of me and seeing those trash people, I said, no more. Now to the left of me, I could still possibly have the same issue. But simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the two tables towards the center. You have two lines, 12 foot by space, 12 by 12. Well, my strategy is to take maybe like a 9-foot table, put those two 8 to 9 foot tables, maybe they're 10, I'm not sure. Put those two tables, put them together at the two lines. And then I have two black, smaller fold-out tables. I usually have one at the front for all the video games and all the movies and all the music CDs. And I have one of those tables folded to the back left for all, basically my video game arcade. So if I have another spot, I can combine the two big tables, combine the two smaller tables, shift them front to the right, and you can fit. I sell my stuff in trays. If you've seen the video clips sometimes before or whatnot on some of these, you see how I basically do it. I can fit 25 media, 25 to 30 in one tray. I go 2 deep, so that is, basically going to be 50 to 60. And then 9 wide on one. But I could double that to 18 wide. And between movies, especially, I have more movies than I do games. That's a lot of media at one spot. And that would be shifted all the way to the right. And then I acquired a whole lot of Funko Pops and toys. So I'm going to have Funko Pops and toys on that one table to the right, and maybe knickknacks, things of that nature. And then the arcade, I'm going to set back a little bit, or maybe I might not have to, because I like the uniformness of the two big wood tables. And then I could have that whole table for the flat screens and the game systems. And then I'm going to have the 3 stools at the very front. So basically, I'm sitting behind these two big wood tables, the 2 smaller tables to the front right, and then to the left, taking up almost all of that to the left table is going to be the 3 flat screens and the game systems in the front, the ones that I'm selling. The ones at the back are going to be for my use, for game testing, or hell, if I just get bored, I can play some games at the ones at the back. So if I can squeeze them in and the TVs are small enough, I want to have 7 flat screens with 7 game systems running at the same time. So you might say, Rick, well, that's a whole lot to be running off of one outlet. At the back, I don't know if I've ever told you, but there's an outlet that has 4, there's a power brick that has 4 different outlets. 2 on the bottom are really not that great. But if I own both spots, this is a great bonus too. I've always not liked how the spot to the right of me, technically it's within their line. They have the power outlet. They have it. I mean, you have to share technically, but if it push comes down to shove, it's on their line. Now, with me owning it to the right, I own all the power there. So all the power flows through me with those two spots. So I'm going to go get I might not need another long cable. I have a long cable, maybe 25 foot. If I adjust tables to the middle, yeah. See, I'm planning this out in real time. I'm fucking excited. I'm planning this out in real time. It's like buying a new house. I have a whole new spot to play with. I have two spots, too wide. I'm 24 foot wide, not 12 foot wide. Double the possibilities. So then I mean, there's probably other multiple bonuses to having two spots. I mean, I'm going to go into them all right now. I just want to, document this. I mean, this is big news to me. A lot of you care less. Big news to me, though, having two spots. And I'm not even like scratching on the surface of how good this is going to be for the business. One great thing is the parking situation. I'm not going to be like, one bad thing also this past weekend was those trash people. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and they were loud trash people when they're talking to people. I guess I should be thanking them because they pushed me to make this good decision ultimately for the business. But they had a Chevy S10 truck and then a trailer on the back of the truck. And the Impala I drive there is kind of a bigger car. So I was looking to the left. I'm like, do they not even respect or appreciate the fact that I and other people are going to have to leave through this small area?